Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. Can you guys believe this year is almost over? I mean, where has this year gone? It just seems like yesterday we're setting up the Christmas tree right here in the corner and now the holiday season is long gone. This year has been full of ups and downs and I am so excited for a brand new year because now I know that it doesn't matter what our plan is for the year, the way it ends is always better if we have God in our hearts. I want to tell you a story real quick of how this channel came to be. And about 5 years ago, I started this YouTube channel. And I remember a friend suggested it because I was working at a store doing DIYs. And he's just like, why don't you put it on YouTube? I was like, what's YouTube? And he explained to me what was going on with the YouTube world. And at that point, I was like, well, I don't know how to use a camera. I don't know how to use a computer. But he suggested, hey, if you taught yourself English, he's like, don't you think you can use a computer and a camera? And he's like, just put the videos up. And I'm so glad that he suggested it because now 5 years later, here I am talking to you about it. But when that happened, also my aunt was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And I remember that I consulted with my family and I volunteered to come here and help with her and to aid with her because it was such a heavy thing for my grandma who was at the time 89 and my mom who had just lost my father a few years before. She was still recovering from that. And so I volunteered to come and I'm so glad I did because even though it has been the most terrifying experience of my life, the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, it has also been the most rewarding. And it was through my aunt's cancer that I found God. And I want to tell you that I was sitting right here on my dining table one day and I Googled in my desperation how to attract happiness. And I found this Bible verse that said, God never leaves you nor forsake you. God promises to never leave us nor forsake us, and I just hang on to that. And I just said, God, if you really do exist and if you promise to never leave me nor forsake me, then there's no reason why I would ever feel alone. So now I'm telling you that it doesn't matter how high your mountain is or how low your valley is, God is always with you. And I've been hanging on to that for dear life, and it's what pulled me through my depression after my aunt's passing, my anxiety attacks. And there's also been, after a person that you love passes away, you're also left not only with the mourning that you have to do on your own terms, but it does become easier once you let God carry your burden. And then also after that, there was a lot of problems that just, it was like one thing after the other one. And every time that I felt like I was getting better, something bigger happened. And then the pandemic came, and we knows how that went down. My grandma had to move in with me. I was so worried for my grandma, who at the time was 90 years old. It was just a lot of things, but I always kept on hanging on to that Bible verse. God promises to never leave us nor forsake us. And I'm just so glad that I did, because now I feel like I have hope in my heart. I have joy in my heart. I have all the things that I didn't have back then because God is with me all the time. I remember I was meditating one day and I heard a voice that said to me, you've never been alone. Even when you were holding the door for her, I was with you. When you were rubbing her feet, I was with you. And in that moment, I knew that this voice was talking about the darkest days of my life, which were at the hospital with my aunt and her last few days. The only thing that would calm her was if somebody would rub her feet, and I would volunteer all the time to rub her feet with oil. And to me now, that's been the most rewarding experience of my life, because every single conversation that I had with her, now I see it as a life lesson. So what I'm trying to tell you with this is, at that moment when you're going through something very difficult, it is hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But fast forward 4 years now, it's been the most rewarding thing and the thing that have led me to the biggest lessons of my life. And now I understand that God was with me and He never left me nor forsake me. So I want to let you know that in this year coming up, 2022, I am so full of hope, not only for myself and for my little YouTube channel, but for every single one of you that is watching this video. Because if you just hang on to that promise from God, that He will never leave you nor forsake you, I promise you, it doesn't matter how hard it seems at the moment, when you come out of it, you will be so thankful that you went through it. You know, I heard on a sermon once that a pastor said that in our storm, in the middle of our storm, if God lets us go through it, it's because there is something in there that we need, that we cannot be that person that he wants us to be unless we go through it. And remember, to get to the other side, there's only one way, and that is through it. So sometimes we have to go through some difficult things, but if we just hang on to that promise that God will never leave us nor forsake us, it doesn't matter how silent God seemed to be in that moment, he's always with you. I promise you. He was with me, and now I know that he's with me. It doesn't matter if I can hear him or if I can't. He promised, and it's a promise, and God is not a son of man that he will lie. So he will be with you in 2022 like how he will be with me. So with all of that said, I just want to take a second to thank you guys so much. If there is anything I can do for you, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I want to let you know that I'm so excited for a brand new year. I'm so excited that you're here with me, and I'm going to do everything that is possible to entertain you guys and to give you ideas and how to create a beautiful home, and how to create beautiful arrangements, and how to create a beautiful garden, and how to create a beautiful life, because you deserve to have the best life just because you are born. So I'm going to try and help you with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope and I pray for you every single day that you are not only entertained but inspired through these videos. And now that I know that God is with me and that God is with you, I promise you, this is a promise from me, is going to be the best year yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing. If you are already subscribed, turn the notification bell on, because you will not want to miss any of the videos coming up your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2022. Until next time, God bless you. Bye.